Hello everyone, thank you for joining me. I am Mr. Twister WX, and tonight we are doing a very late night severe weather forecast. It is currently 1:19 a.m. Central Time on Monday, April 28th. But first I want to give you all an update on what is left from last night's severe weather event. So we still have a tornado watch in effect for northern Nebraska and southern South Dakota. This is for another 40 minutes, along with a special weather statement in the Valentine area. So with this is wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour and half-inch hail. We also have, looks like, actually that's about it. So that is what we are looking at in terms of severe weather left over from last night's storms. I want to take a look at our new convective outlook. So first of all, we still have our day one moderate risk, which looks very similar to how it did while it was on the day two. That does come with a 15% hatch tornado risk for areas such as Minneapolis, Minnesota, St. Paul, Minnesota, Madison, Wisconsin, Des Moines, Iowa, and Rockford, Illinois. So we have the potential to see strong to violent tornadoes tomorrow. Very favorable environment. So be sure you do have a tornado safety plan in place. Also for our wind risk, we have a 30%. This is a non-hatched risk for portions of central and northern Wisconsin, along with the UP of Michigan and south central Minnesota, including Minneapolis, St. Paul, Green Bay, Rochester, that's in Minnesota, and Bloomington, Minnesota. And then on the hail risk, a 30% hatched risk for portions of Minnesota, Wisconsin, pretty much the whole state of Iowa, far eastern Nebraska, and northern Missouri. And then I also want to take a look at the day two outlook, which is an enhanced risk. We can now see the tornado wind and hail risks. So 2% tornado risk for central Oklahoma, along with portions of West Texas, and another one near New York State, Pennsylvania, and Ohio. Our wind risk is a 30%, which is what is driving that enhanced risk, and then there's a 15% hatched hail risk on that slight risk down south, and then our enhanced risk. On the day three, we currently have, okay, this is the day three. It looks very similar to last day. Wait, no, this is the same exact thing. I guess it just hasn't updated yet. Alright, but that is what we are looking at for the day two risk. Look at some forecast models, and what better way to start off than with HRRR. So as we move through the hours, this is 8Z now, 9Z. You can see those storms moving through northern Nebraska and eastern South Dakota. And then they'll kind of get into a line and stretch in northern Iowa and portions of central Minnesota. So let's take a sounding in western Wisconsin. Looks like that was not the best time. But then as we move through later throughout the day, you can also see around 15Z, we see some more isolated storms develop in Minnesota and South Dakota. This is why they said multiple lines. And then it looks like we do have the potential for a discrete supercell in northern Iowa. I've been keeping an eye on this one for a while. 176 3 Cape, you can see that down there. Possible hazard type is Tor. I have pulled a couple PDS tornado soundings just in that region. Kind of hard to find, but every once in a while I will get one. So that is what we are looking at for the composite reflectivity, and then you can see that cell will join that line more in that next hour. We have a lot of CAPE, especially in southern Iowa. This is surface-based CAPE at the 21Z, which is the highest CAPE values that I could find for this day. So that stretches up to 4,245 in southern Iowa joules per kilogram. So that is a lot of CAPE, so that will help storms easily produce, and they will also have some pretty big hail. And then at the 21Z, this is just when I have all the models set to right now. Not as much storm relative helicity for meter squared per second in southern Iowa where our CAPE values are, but there's a lot in northern Wisconsin and the UP of Michigan. We're going to take a look at our hazards map really quick, but first of all, I do want to say, please be sure you have multiple ways to receive weather alerts. I know there are going to be some weather radio outages in that same region on Tuesday, but they should be good for tomorrow. But also make sure you have many YouTube channels to tune into. I will be as live as much as I can tomorrow. All of the big names will also be live since this is a moderate risk day. But please be sure you have your cell phone emergency alerts on, your wireless emergency alerts, just in case your power goes out, so you could still get those. And then also you could get a TV broadcast. So make sure you have at least 2 to 3 ways, I think is good. But you can see that tornado watch still in northern Nebraska and southern South Dakota. We have some red flag warnings in western Kansas and portions of Colorado. And looks like some winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings in southern Montana and portions of Idaho. And then, I'm not sure what that blue color is. I think that's frost advisory. Yes, this is a frost advisory for portions of West Virginia. Temperatures as low as 33. That's where we're going to be tracking severe weather, or that general area, the next few days. You can see over here on the weather story in our slight risk. So that is going to be the end of this forecast video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Stay safe out there. If you have any questions, be sure to comment below. I have a PayPal if you would like to help fund me, but that is completely optional. I will leave that link in the description, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Peace out.